This is Nightline. Tonight, Alex Murdaugh's murder convictions overturned. The wealthy lawyer from a South Carolina legal dynasty.
I didn't shoot my wife or my son anytime. Ever.
Found guilty more than 3 years ago of killing his wife and son.
I did go get a gun and bring it down here.
It's in your vehicle?
What made the court say it had no choice but to reverse that decision? And what happens next? Plus, courtroom showdown. Kouri Richins, the Utah mom convicted of killing her husband with a fentanyl-laced cocktail, learning her fate today and facing her late husband's family.
Today is a cruel reminder of another year Eric will never see, and a reminder of the fatherhood that was stolen from his 3 sons.
The wrenching letters read aloud in court from her young children.
She took away my dad. I want her to go to prison forever.
And what Kouri said to the judge. And Princess Kate, thrilling crowds in Italy. On her first solo overseas trip since her cancer diagnosis. What this could signal about her recovery. From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline. Thanks for joining us. Tonight, stunning news out of South Carolina. The state's highest court reversing the murder convictions of Alex Murdaugh, powerful patriarch of a Southern legal dynasty, found guilty in 2023 of gunning down his wife and his youngest son at the family compound. Why the court said it had no choice but to overturn the verdict. Here's ABC's Steve Osunsami.
It's the double murder that caught the attention of the nation.
911 with your emergency.
This is Alex Murdaugh. I need the police to answer immediately. My wife and child got badly.
Alec Murdaugh was charged with 2 counts of murder for the killings of his wife Margaret and younger son Paul, and after a 6-week televised trial, he was convicted in 2023. But today, a major twist in the story. The South Carolina Supreme Court is overturning his double murder convictions, ruling he did not receive a fair trial.
This is a wild turn of events. It's stunning because anytime a murder conviction, particularly in a high-profile case, is overturned, it's very unusual.
The Supreme Court says that a county clerk is at the core of this stunning development, pointing to what they call some shocking jury interference. The justices said that County Clerk Becky Hill, who helped handle the jury, placed her fingers on the scales of justice and denied Murdaugh his right to a fair trial by an impartial jury after she told some jurors not to be fooled by Murdaugh's defense and to watch him closely when he testified. Another juror testified that the clerk told them to watch his body language, saying that this instruction influenced her vote to find Murdaugh guilty.
The state versus Richard Alexander Murdaugh, guilty. Verdict.
Becky Hill wanted to kind of be popular, and she liked to share and sometimes overshare information with people, and it really got her in trouble, and I think this whole trial became too big for her.
Neil Gordon co-authored a book with Hill on the Murdaugh murders that is no longer in publication.
While we were writing the book, Becky shared with me she knew that Alec Murdaugh was guilty of murder while she was being the clerk of court during the trial. And that gave me a little bit of pause and made me wonder, did she want him to be guilty?
The Supreme Court found that the court clerk, Hill, tried to insert herself into the jury deliberations because she thought a guilty verdict could help her sell more books.
Rebecca Hill pled guilty in December 2025 to obstruction of justice, perjury, and misconduct in office. The state Supreme Court also said that the trial judge allowed too much testimony and evidence about Murdaugh's financial crimes into the murder case. South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson says in response, "While we respectfully disagree with the court's decision, my office will aggressively seek to retry Alec Murdaugh for the murders of Maggie and Paul as soon as possible." The Murdaugh crime saga began nearly 6 years ago.
It's got a long driveway, but the mailbox out front is labeled.
Tony.
Got a Whiskey Fox, Whiskey Mike, both gunshot wounds to the head.
A raw and grisly crime scene captured on police body camera.
Sir, I want to let you know because of the scene, I did go get a gun and bring it down here.
It's in your vehicle?
Alec Murdaugh, a member of a powerful family in South Carolina's Low Country, was visibly shaken as the bodies of his wife Maggie and son Paul lay just feet away.
This is your wife and son? Okay.
It was bad. Check the pulses.
Yes, sir.
Paul's body is found by the room in the kennels where the family stored dog food. And just a little ways away, Maggie is found also face down near the old airplane hangar shed.
They were both shot to death outside their property, a place they call Moselle.
Moselle, the Murdaugh family's sprawling 1,700-acre estate outside Hampton, South Carolina. Home to Alex, Maggie, and their two sons, Buster, the oldest, a law school student at the time, and Paul, the youngest. But perhaps the downfall of Alec Murdaugh really begins here, on Archer's Creek. Paul Murdaugh, 19 at the time, takes his parents' boat out with 5 of his friends.
First, they go to a party where they're drinking, and then after midnight, they go to a waterfront bar, and then they leave to go home.
Paul he's swaying. I mean, he clearly is intoxicated.
According to investigators that night, the boat eventually crashes into a pylon by a bridge, throwing 3 of the friends off the boat, including Mallory Beach, who is nowhere to be found. A week later, Mallory's body is recovered. Then, 2 months after the boat crash, Paul is charged with 3 felony counts of boating under the influence.
And that case drags on for years.
There's also a civil lawsuit that is brought by Mallory Beach's family against Alec Murdaugh, and it's about to blow everything wide open.
So the family of Mallory Beach is seeking $10 million from Alec Murdaugh because it was his boat. That case is putting pressure on Murdaugh. He's going to have to turn over financial records. So put aside how much they're asking for. The bigger concern may be all of my fraud could end up getting exposed.
Alec never made it to the hearing where he would have had to disclose his financials.
This is Alec Murdaugh. I need the police to answer immediately.
Because just 3 days earlier,
Central 717 scene is secured. Both gunshot wounds to the head.
Paul and Maggie were shot dead. As Murdaugh awaits a new trial on the murder charges, he will remain in prison where he's serving a 40-year federal sentence and a 27-year state sentence after pleading guilty to stealing millions of dollars from his clients.
It seems pretty clear we are heading to Alex Murdaugh murder trial part 2.
Our thanks to Steve. Up next, the 3 sons of Kouri Richins, the Utah mom who killed their father, their plea to the court on sentencing day. We turn now to the emotional moments in court today in the case of Kouri Richins, the Utah mom of 3 convicted of killing her husband Eric with a fentanyl-laced cocktail. Now facing a reckoning from the judge, her former in-laws, and the couple's own young sons. Here's ABC's Trevor Ault.
Kouri Richins appearing in shackles today in a Utah courtroom.
First-degree felony aggravated murder. The court hereby sentences you to life without parole.
Learning her fate, life behind bars without the possibility of parole for the premeditated murder of her husband, Eric Richins.
Murder? No, absolutely not. I will not accept that. And I will not be blamed for something I did not do.
Kouri maintaining her innocence, speaking before the judge for nearly 40 minutes.
My sweet baby boys. I know that today you don't want to speak to me, have a relationship with me, or you may think you hate me, and that's okay. I will never be angry at you for your feelings. When the day comes that you're ready, I will be here for you, waiting for you, and loving you. And now I will use any opportunity I can to get a message to you, even if that means sharing it publicly to the world.
Skipping this opportunity to ask for leniency and instead addressing her children directly, as if it might be her last chance to ever do so.
The one thing I need you boys to know I did not abandon you. You boys are my world. The reason I continue to wake up every day and fight to come home. You're my reason for living.
The defendant, Kouri Richins, is guilty of aggravated murder.
In March, she was found guilty for poisoning her husband with a fentanyl-laced cocktail. Heartbreaking statements read to the judge by the counselors of the 3 boys, the children united in their pain.
She took away my dad. I want her to go to prison forever. If she got out, I would be so scared.
I was 9 when my dad was murdered. I want the judge to know my dad was a good person, and I miss my dad. I miss my dad, but I do not miss how my life used to be. I don't miss Kouri, I will tell you that.
You took away everything from me and my brothers. I don't want you out of jail because I will not feel safe if you are out.
After her husband's death, Kouri appeared to be a grieving mother and widow, self-publishing a children's book about loss.
I kind of wrote this book on the different emotions and grieving processes that we've experienced last year, and, you know, hoping that it can kind of help other kids.
She dedicates this book to Eric Richins, who she calls an amazing husband, a wonderful father.
Dad is still here, it's just in a different way.
It was back in March 2022 when Kouri Richins called 911, claiming to have found Eric mysteriously dead in their bed.
911, what's the address of the emergency? My husband's not breathing, he's cold. Okay, tell me exactly what happened. I don't know, I was sleeping in with my kids. I just came in our bed, and I turned over, and he's just cold. He's just cold.
He's had 2 Eppies, a Narcan.
Paramedics are in the house. They're working on Eric to try to revive him. At the same time, you see Kouri over on the side, upset.
What's your first name? What's your first name? So what happened today?
He was just fine, we were fine.
Asking Kouri what had happened earlier in the evening.
And she said that the night before they were celebrating, she made them Moscow mules. And then she made them lemon drop shots. Everything was good. And then she says that she went into her son's room around 9:30 because her son was having night terrors, falls asleep, and doesn't wake up until 3 in the morning.
But in a new memorandum filed with the court just yesterday, Kouri's son disputes that claim, stating his mother was never in his room that night. Quote, AR would have testified at trial that the defendant did not sleep in his room with him the night she murdered his father.
My husband's active. He didn't just die in his sleep. This is insane.
But also, law enforcement says that Eric's family almost immediately told them that they suspected his wife had something to do with his death. That he warned them that if anything had happened, she was to blame. That Eric had recently changed his will and life insurance from his wife to his sister. And that Eric never disclosed to his wife that she was cut out of the will.
A few weeks after Eric died, a toxicology report came out showing that he died from a fentanyl overdose and was determined to be illicit fentanyl.
Eric Richins doesn't fit the stereotype of illicit fentanyl, right? He attended church at the Church of Latter-day Saints. Family man, 3 children.
After a lengthy investigation, Kouri was taken into custody in May of 2023.
Good morning to all of you.
So Kouri is on trial for multiple charges. Kouri is on trial for murder, attempted murder, forgery, and 2 counts of insurance fraud.
The prosecution painting Richins as an unsuccessful house flipper swimming in debt who was dreaming of running away with her lover, Josh Grossman.
During that time that you were romantically involved with Miss Richins, did you love her?
Yes.
During that time, did you feel that she loved you?
Yeah. I have a tendency of going head over heels, though, probably more than most.
In their case, prosecutors portrayed Kouri Richins as being money hungry, setting lofty business goals so she can live the high life.
Witnesses, one after the other, detailing Kouri's web of deceit, her financial crimes, and evidence proving she purchased the fentanyl that killed her husband. The defense argued no one can prove how the fentanyl got in her husband's system or where it came from, After 2 weeks of testimony, a jury took just under 3 hours to find the Utah mother of 3 guilty of murdering her husband.
They came back in the evening with a unanimous verdict on all 5 counts.
In a shocking case, the jury agreeing with the prosecution, finding Kouri Richins guilty of killing her husband.
We are grateful to everyone who has worked tirelessly to bring justice for Eric. Our focus is now on honoring Eric's life and supporting his boys as we all continue to heal.
Eric will never see his boys graduate, get married, or become fathers themselves. He will never, again, stand on the sidelines cheering them on. He will never offer guidance, encouragement, or love in any way that only a father can.
Eric Richins' family in court today, one by one, each described Kouri as evil, conniving, and controlling.
Kouri has done nothing but isolate, manipulate, deceive, and do harm to those boys.
Richins, who looked stone-faced throughout her trial, today reacted visibly, scoffing in disbelief.
Kouri gave the boys permanent trauma. They were in the house the night she killed their father. One of them even walked into Eric's bedroom, where Eric's body lay dead, poisoned by someone who his sons should have been able to unconditionally trust, love, and depend on.
Eric's sisters delivered emotional victim impact statements on what would have been their brother's 44th birthday.
Birthdays are supposed to be proof of life, a day to celebrate another year of growth. Instead, today is a cruel reminder of another year Eric will never see, and a reminder of the fatherhood that was stolen from his 3 sons.
Our thanks to Trevor. For a much deeper dive into this story, watch Love, Money and Murder, the Kouri Richins trial, now streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu. Up next, we're in Italy with the crowds coming out for Princess Kate on her first overseas trip since her cancer diagnosis. What it could signal about her recovery. Welcome back. Princess Kate on her first solo trip overseas since her cancer diagnosis. Here's ABC's Maggie Rulli.
Princess Kate's officially back on the world stage.
Welcome.
On a rare solo trip overseas, her first since her cancer diagnosis. The future queen's here in Reggio Emilia, Italy.
Why did you want to come out to see her today?
Because she's beautiful and she's always helping the sick.
Kate's here in this small city in northern Italy on a mission to learn from the locals as she researches their methods in early childhood development.
This is a huge moment for her first overseas trip since cancer. This is a really significant step in her recovery, but it's also the start of her taking her early years work global.
The princess will be going to schools and institutions here, meeting with children and educators to see how their unique methods help in a child's formative years. The news of her visit already pulling crowds. The princess has not been on an overseas tour for more than 3 years. Her last trip with her husband, Prince William, to Boston back in 2022. The princess now ready to focus on her passion for early childhood development.
So my passion and the work of the Centre for Early Childhood stems from one essential truth: that the love we feel in our earliest years fundamentally shapes who we become.
And that's Nightline for tonight. Thanks for staying up with us. Good night, America.